Hey, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Community Resources and Tourism Committee meeting. The time is, I'll call the meeting to order. We'll do roll call. All are present except for Larry, and I don't see Tom online yet, but he might pop in. Larry is excused. So, okay, approval of the minutes. All
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes.
right, thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Barry and Burnt. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No opposed? Motion carries. Any public comments? None? Area Extension reports. We'll start with the director, Kirsten.
Thank you. And I'd like to apologize. I will have to leave the meeting a little bit early. I got to get to Eau Claire to another meeting. So just a couple of things I want to highlight. So we are in summer intern hiring season. And so we've got, we have secured a student intern for the summer. I forget her name, and she will start on May 19th. Just want to thank you again for the support of that summer intern. We're going to have her come in at the end and do a report to the committee. We haven't done that in the past, and so we just really want you to know the things that are happening that wouldn't be able to happen without that summer intern. So that position has been hired, and we are going to welcome her to our team on May 19th. Speaking of 4-H, Zach they had their baby last Monday. So he is currently on paternity leave. Calum was born on April 7th. So Calum. So yeah. Deanna, so it's really nice. We're really looking at that outreach portion of her job description and exploring some ways where she can get out into the community and talk about extension and be more present in the community supporting programming. She's currently at Crucial Conversations, and we are thinking about having her become a facilitator for that program to be able to bring that to departments or to the community. So that would be one area where I think we can do some value added. Or for Real Colors, we have had requests actually in Dunn County departments for some of these, as well as in the community. So we're currently exploring that a little bit. And so she's doing some training. And with her position, there's a lot of crucial conversations that happen, especially with constituents when they walk in the door and they don't get the answer they want or something along those lines. So really excited to have her do that. We're working on a project, a video project. It was kind of spurred by all of the administrators and county managers in this area retiring, or all three retiring. And so we decided what we were going to do a video project where we're just an introduction to who we are and our programming. And so Chippewa County is completed because that's the first to go. And so we will be filming for Dunn and Eau Claire here in the month or so. So we're excited to bring that forward. Also going to use that video to welcome new county board members as a way to say, this is who we are, this is extension, and then each of the educators talk about their programming in that video. So we'll bring that forward one day to do a show and tell, maybe with some popcorn or something. So that's the updates that I have currently. And so just asking any of you, is there any needs that you're aware of? Anything that you find that your constituents are in need of, things that maybe we can help with, assist with, thinking about even like local government with the transition, if there's any board trainings that you'd like, we have our local government specialist that certainly can come in. So just looking to you as well in terms of needs or things that you are aware of.
I think most of the townships now are having their meetings, their annual meetings
Yep.
today, so I gotta get to one right after this too as well, but so that'd be good. The new members are all getting sworn in, so it'd be, I know we got 2 or 3 in our township, so I have to mention that to them if they want
Yeah,
to talk to you about that.
absolutely. We're in Chippewa County, actually. We're bringing forward some education about becoming a village for the town of Wheaton. So, any types of information that townships need, or we certainly can help with. So,
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Kristen?
thank you.
Tom, nothing? Okay, thank you. Moving on to B, the written extension educator updates. You guys all had them in your packet. You got any questions or anybody got anything to add? Seeing none, move on to C, extension of presentation. Got Margaret?
Thank you. I'm gonna share a PowerPoint here. Thank you for letting me come and present to you today. This is the first time I've been presenting to you in 2025. So I'm actually going to start with a couple of slides just recapping 2024. And some of this may look familiar to you because it was in our annual report as well. But with horticulture, as you know, I spend a lot of time supporting the public with their lawn, garden, and landscape questions. And some of the focus points that the horticulture team does, or some of the points we really focus on are in good environmental stewardship, and we focus on human wellness, helping people grow their own food, and basically just encouraging people to garden no matter what space or age or whatever they have or are in. So by the numbers, just to kind of recap some of 2024, I fielded about 400 different questions on lawn, landscape, and gardening throughout the region. I attended or presented over 60 outreach events. I did programs, presentations. That also includes going to events and having a table to staff and things like that. We always do an end of season survey to get feedback on how our horticulture advising services are doing. And we do that statewide, but I can also look at the feedback we get specifically for the 3 counties I serve. And so for the 3 counties I serve, we have a 90% positive rating. And I have to include the support staff in that because oftentimes they're the first people to talk to individuals who come into the office for questions or field the phone calls before they get passed on to me. So it's really a team effort that has kept our ratings as high as they've been this year and last year as well. Also, part of the end of season survey showed that 63% of the people who responded to the survey said they either changed or adopted new practices based on information they have received from our program here locally. And of those 63 respondents, over half of them have shared that information with other people they know. So that's very good. So, oh, you're getting the wrong. It's not going forward. Gee, I don't know why you're not getting. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing that on my screen, so.
That's, I think, what happened.
So slideshow from current, but I'm getting it, but you're not.
Or it's taking a long time to.
Oh, you could be showing the application instead of the.
So I switched to presenter view, but that still doesn't show you. Well, sorry. And then slideshow, I'm there.
Yeah, and see, to stop sharing. And then go, back to Teams,
Oh, Teams, yep.
and then go to share, and then do window or entire screen. Right there.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
select that.
So where's my show?
So
Oh, I
you
have
can-
to open my show up. Wait,
yeah, so you go back, start sharing. You can go back to just select it.
which
Or
one
click
do
it.
I?
Just click the and then share, and then go to your slideshow and then start it.
Huh. Oh,
There it is.
thank you. So, sorry about that. But when we asked people what were the measures or the changes you made, the top 6 were they included that they now use UW or other credible resources that were provided. As you know, when you go on the web, you can find gardening or any information for that matter, but lots of different gardening information. So we do try to encourage people to make sure you're going to a credible source before you take the advice it's giving you. So extension sources, of course, are always considered credible resources for people. They share what they learn with others. One other thing is they become more aware of environmental concerns. And so that's very nice too, because one of the things with good environmental stewardship is we want people to make that connection about how you manage your landscape does impact your soil, does impact your water quality, and it impacts pollinators and so forth. So it's good that they, to raise that awareness. Many said that they're planting for a better fit for their site, and that's something we have preached all along is right plant, right place, and then hopefully you have a plant that doesn't just survive but thrives. And then the used non-chemical methods to control plant pest and diseases. And that's another thing we do a lot of education on is integrated pest management, which the first thing in integrated pest management is to first identify the issue you're having. And once you have it accurately identified, then we can help you figure out what are your best management options. And oftentimes there are non-chemical options. Sometimes chemical options have to be included, but if there's a non-chemical option, of course, that helps with the reduction of putting chemicals back into our environment. And then the last one is increased areas that can be used for pollinators. And we're going beyond just let's plant some flowers to help feed the pollinators. We're really helping people understand that they need to be supported year round. We have, I don't even remember, we have quite a few native bees that overwinter in Wisconsin, for example. And so to create habitat in your landscape that allows them to nest or to shelter through the winter. So the messages we're sending, at least according to our survey, is being received for quite a few people. So for 2025, what I've been doing this spring, I did attend the UW Stout Wellness Fair. Deanna and I actually staffed the table. We had quite a bit of information from Extension that focused on health and wellness work and information that we provide. And they had 60 vendors at the fair and 375 people came through. So it was nice exposure. We had a basket of seeds, which drew people over to our table because they were all excited about getting seeds as it's springtime. The Rashbach Museum also on May 3rd is having their annual spring event. This year they're focusing on bugs and plants, and so they reached out to see if I would like to participate in that. And so I will have some information there as well on native plants, pollinators. I'm told they draw a lot of families. It's an afternoon event, so I will have some games and activities for kids as well. Along with pollinator support, we are expecting a shipment of small seedlings coming in at the end of May, early June, which will be planted. They're all going to be native seedlings. They're going to get planted at the Dunn County Jail. So we're going to put in a native garden similar to what we have here in front of this building. Always on the lookout for volunteers who would like to help plant or water. That would be great. We get them in little 2-inch plugs, so they're going to need quite a bit of water when they're first planted. June 16th, the week of June 16th is National Pollinator Week. So on that Thursday, June 19th, I will be giving a talk here at the Government Center at 6:30, again on pollinators and native plants, and then we'll have a short visit through our pollinator garden that we have out front. The picture you're seeing there, those are the signs we had made up for our pollinator gardens. So right now they're in storage up in our office, but as soon as we can get, when the weather is a little warmer, we're going to put these two signs out in our garden for more education to the public. Another event I'll be attending on June 11th, it's an evening event, is the annual Bees, Trees, and Cheese event that Beaver Creek hosts. And this will be the second year I'll be staffing a table there, and again, have information on bees, pollinators. I'm also going to have information on tree selection, because this is a time of year, and actually this question can pop up anytime, but I get asked a lot for guidance on tree replacement as people are replacing trees due to emerald ash borer or other issues. And so it's nice to give them some ideas of trees that they can put in that hopefully, for right now anyway, knock on wood, don't seem to have any real issues facing them. It's a fun event. If you're available, come out, because they always have great cheese platters. So. Other activities, I'm finishing up a garden talk series at Chippewa Falls Library. I've been doing that now for 3 years. Every spring they ask me to do a series of talks. This year I focused on food safety in the garden, which really was tailored for people who are interested in donating produce to local pantries. I did one on growing fruit in containers. I've done vegetables in containers before, so this year I did fruit. And then on April 23rd, I'll be doing a talk on the common pests, diseases, and also some disorders you might find in your garden this summer. Also on April 23rd, I'll be doing a class on sensory pots. This is the second year I'm doing this. This is with participants of the Chippewa County Recovery Court Program. It's in a program called Pathway to Wellness that is organized by our human development and relationships educator, Jeannie Walsh. So that's always a nice opportunity to build a pot. Basically, it's going to have plants that are supposed to help relax you, de-stress you, smell nice, kind of thing, because plants have that impact on us. So we're going to be talking about how you can have that even in just a small pot. Staying with the wellness focus, I have upcoming talks with the Academy for Lifelong Learners. That'll be on sensory gardening as well. I'm going to be doing a talk on adaptive gardening with Strong Bodies, and that is to discuss not only tools that can help you use your body better, more efficiently, and help reduce strain on your body as you garden, but it also adaptive gardening. There's different strategies and techniques. So basically just kind of teaching us how to be able to work in the garden without staying as healthy and as safe as we can and not strain our bodies too much, as certainly, and adaptive gardening is something that I really think helps anyone who's out gardening. A new class I'm doing is I'm going to be teaching some vegetable gardening classes on vegetable gardening. And this is going to be with the Affinity House in Eau Claire, which is an adult residential facility. They work with women who are in treatment for substance use disorders. So I'm excited about that. We're going to be doing a salad garden. And then, of course, to finish up, just working on, I oversee 3 community gardens and getting those opened and ready. Our Chippewa Falls Community Garden is full, and our Bloomer Community Garden is very close to being full. And I think our Jeffers Garden will probably be full as well. So people are really still reaching out to do gardening when they don't have the resources to do it at home. So, and then, of course, being spring, just receiving the yard and garden questions are coming in a little bit more now. So that's my spring for now. And I thank you for your support of me and my programs. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer those for you.
Anybody got any questions?
Bob, this is Tom Quinn. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Margaret, I'm wondering, is there a place where you can go online to get tree suggestions if you can't attend that workshop?
Good question. I know, UW Extension, we do have a guide to woody species. It hasn't been updated in a while. It's fairly old. So there's some species in there I would not recommend because they've become either invasive or now have issues with insect or disease. But it does have quite a few really
Okay.
good suggestions still. Iowa State has a few, but I tell you, what I want to do, I have a lot of different list of trees, tree suggestions. They each tell a little bit of the story, so I was going to combine them and put together one big list, and I can share that with you when I get it together.
That'd be great. Thank you.
I'm curious to hear more about your program on container gardening for fruit.
Oh,
I do a lot of container gardening and I mostly do vegetables and I'm a little stumped. Besides strawberries, what else?
Well, strawberries are probably the most popular, but you can do blueberries. They're a little bit more challenging because obviously you have to keep the soil pretty acidic and then you have to overwinter them. So that's, you need a big pot because they are a shrub, but they do have some shrub varieties that are better suited to be in a container. And then there are strategies to overwintering them. And then others that people do a lot of are citrus. Now, citrus, a lot of people do. I think Myers lemon is probably the most popular citrus tree people try to grow. For citrus, though, they don't go dormant like your blueberries will. So you're going to have to find a place to bring them indoors where they're going to have enough sunlight. But people do grow citrus, and many people tell me that they get lemons. You can also do melons. They make like vegetables where they have a lot of compact varieties. They also have a number of compact varieties of muskmelon and watermelon. Muskmelon, a lot of the fruit is only about the size of a softball. Even though they say it's a compact plant for watermelon, yes, the vines don't get longer than 3 or 4 feet, but the fruit can still get pretty big. So if you're going to grow those in containers, you either have to have a place they can kind of overflow onto your deck or your patio, or if you're going to trellis them, you're going to have to create a sling to give them a little support, which people do. You can, I use, when I have done it, I've used those netted bags you buy onions in. I've used those for slings and things. So there's strategies for doing that. But if you're interested, I'd be happy to share my resources with you.
Yes, that would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Thank you very much. That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, please carry B and C. Items placed at the request of the chair. Economic development update. Adam's not here.
He is not, but he's upstairs at the Dunn County Economic Development Board meeting. And the Greater Menominee Development Corporation met this morning. They're always on the same day, so you get this big dose of economic development in one particular day. But because he gave a pretty comprehensive report last month, I'm sorry, he continues to kind of light the world on fire with his energy and enthusiasm that he brings to the role, and has been involved in a number of grant writing or at least grant exploration activities. Has been appointed to, and I believe he said this before, and the board you know this from the county board, but he was appointed as one of the Dunn County representatives to the West Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission, and he is now on their executive committee. So we're like, you rose right up to the top. So he also said he brings, we chuckled at him this morning, he also said he brings something unique to the Regional Planning Commission, youth. Yeah, so he's certainly involved in that. We were have been talking more so about the Regional Business Fund, the revolving loan fund stuff. And he's got, a strong interest in trying to make sure to get that information out to people so that they're aware of those resources that are available to him. He said he started to in fact, he had, I think, 4 people who reached out in the last couple of weeks that are looking at entrepreneur kind of information and activities. So slowly but surely the word's getting out that he's a resource. He came to the, quarterly, the city of Menominee and the contiguous townships. So Tainer, Dunn, Menominee. Anyway, the ones that touch the city, and then the county meet and just kind of, share information and resolve issues that arise amongst that group. Adam was able to attend that meeting, did a comprehensive presentation for them about all the things that he's working on, and was another opportunity to just make more connection to some of those town chair people. I believe he might have said this last month when he was here, but he and Dan Dunbar worked together on an application to the International City County Managers Association for it's a grant process. It involves two parts. One, the concept is on upward mobility. So the idea that you're helping people to sort of improve their standard of living. So if selected, and we received notice that they extended the grant application period by like a week. So that would imply there weren't that many applicants. So hopefully that's a good sign. But if accepted, he would begin with attending a national upward mobility conference in May. And then you get 6 months of technical assistance. And then if you complete that, then you receive a $20,000 grant to implement what you've been working on. And the concept that they've come up with is to map within the 7 villages in Dunn County property that is available for development, whether it's housing, business, whatever that would be. And then to create essentially like sales sheets for those developable properties within the villages to be able to have readily available to the village as well as to the development corporation and to anyone else who wants them, information that essentially would be ready to kind of market those resources. So I'm really hopeful that they get that grant because I think that would be a really cool project and a great way to engage the villages in feeling like they have a presence with economic development. So it's been one of the things that I've been really impressed with. Adam has certainly embraced the commitment to make this a county-wide economic development effort and has worked hard at that. So he's doing great.
Thank you. Any questions? Seeing,
Mm.
yep, we got one.
So the thing that fell through.
Yes.
By the nursing home.
Yes.
Is that kind of just dead now? Like, we still have the property and nothing really is happening with that?
We have the property and nothing is happening with that in any formal sense. I was asked by the city if they found another developer, would we entertain potentially another sale along the same lines of looking at housing? I said, anything's possible. So I certainly we would take the effort to bring forward anything that they found if they were able to find another interested party.
Right. Thank you.
Any further questions? Seeing none, we'll move on to Dunn County Communications.
Okay, again, that continues pretty much as has been. One of the nice developments over the last, so we've been working with Doug Mell as our professional writer for 2+ years. And what's happened most recently is that the departments are finally sort of seeing him as a resource and ask about utilizing him and making contact with him. So he's actually just refining a final press release today for Heather Wood from Land and Water Conservation they're looking to do 300 more well tests. And so he's working on getting that out. There was another project recently, within the last week of another department, and it escapes me now who that was that reached out and said, "Can I contact Doug about this?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." So yeah, we meet on a monthly basis, brainstorm ideas. He is he's just very responsive if something comes up, and he reads all of our stuff. Like he reads all the agendas and watches the news and does all those sorts of things. So oftentimes he reaches back out and says, "Hey, I see this is coming up. Is this something that you would like me to do a press release about?" So so that continues. The weekly emails that I send out continue to be well received. I think hardly a week goes by that I don't get feedback from somebody about something that people are reading them. What kept me from doing them for the longest time was we know that we have pockets of employees who simply just don't use their email because it's not really a part of their day-to-day life, like at the nursing home or the highway department. They just log in and log out and that's all. And so, but that was, so I was like, well, but then that still leaves a whole bunch of people who do use their email, and maybe having information available that feels important or interesting to know will entice some of the other people to use their email more. So I don't know if that's happening or not, but was part of the impetus. So it's been well received. Oh, and this afternoon we did a really fun thing. We had done one of these a couple of months ago, but we just did one this afternoon. Andrew, Marcel, and I were the anchors. We said we needed a Today Show set with a nice couch and a coffee table and stuff like that. But we were just in our little video room, and we were the interviewers, and we interviewed Dustin Binder and Brent Miller from the Highway Department about highway and background. And it's oh man, we had to do this like 3 times because I couldn't remember what it's called. It's they're gonna, if I hope they never watch this video because they're gonna come over and pound me for not saying this. The play on Dunn. How it's done. How it's done? Something like that. And this one is part of the leadership series to that. And so it's really looking at highway, but it was super fun. We had a very fun time. Just took us about 45 minutes and they were funny. And so yeah, it was good.
So is that online somewhere?
It'll come out. Yep. Krista will edit it now, and Krista Vind will edit it,
Watch
and
that.
it'll come out here. Yeah, shortly. I would say probably in the next week or so, because she wants to get it out. Next week is Work Zone Awareness Week, which is really focused on kind of keeping those public safety workers safe. So yeah, she wants to get it out in time for that.
Seems like it was fun.
It was fun. I just have to tell you, because this is the sort of funny stuff that just happens in life. So one of our questions was, what's the most, like the weirdest thing that, or funniest thing that's ever happened? And one time they got a telephone call from the Department of Transportation, I believe, that said, we're out at your job site and your flagger's not wearing any pants. And then they're like, what? They're like, is he just in his underwear? What's going on? She goes, no, he's not wearing the reflective pants. So, yeah.
Be specific, right?
Yes, exactly.
Any questions? Seeing none, okay, we'll move on to item 8. Nope, number 7, consideration of actions to be taken by Community Resources and Tourism Committee. None. Reports, resolutions, ordinance to the county board from the Community Resources and Tourism Committee. None. And next meeting is May 20th at 4:30 in room 60. So.
Yep, we'll be back next door. They'll be done with
next
taxes.
door. Yeah. They were doing taxes here for a while, weren't they? And then they switched over there, or was it?
Yeah, they've been over there most of
Oh.
well, you're right. They've been back and forth. Yeah.
Anybody got any announcements they don't want to bring on? No? All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you, guys.
Reminder to the county board members, 5:30 tomorrow night, for the capital improvement planning workshop. 5 o'clock for pizza, exactly.